Over 18,000 people search every month, what is SEO? Today, I'm going to cover exactly what SEO is, and it does not have to be that scary. I totally get it as an entrepreneur myself who runs a website. When I first started out, I was super terrified by the words SEO. I didn't even know what it stood for. So let's cover that first. It stands for Search Engine Optimization. And then after I learned that, I'm like, ooh, this seems scary. This seems out of my wheelhouse. This seems way too complex for me to fully grasp this. Maybe I should just outsource that, leave that to the tech people. But here's the deal. If you're an online entrepreneur, if you have a website and you want to attract your audience to your site, it's time to fully understand SEO for yourself so that when you do go to outsource any kind of work, you're outsourcing it with intention and you're doing it right. And so, that's what I teach in my Content Strategy Lab. I demystify SEO, and I'm going to demystify it for you right now. Obviously, I'm not going to go as in-depth as I do in my course. In my course, I walk you through it. We do it together. You create your very first piece of content that is so optimized and winning that you get to see how it's done from start to finish. But right now, what I want to talk about is what is SEO? I'm going to talk about the technical aspect of what is SEO, and then I'm going to talk about conceptually what is SEO. Because I think that when you understand it conceptually, you really get it. And most people aren't going to tell you about this. So I think that this is really good, juicy stuff. And it doesn't have to be so juicy. It's I want to make this accessible. I want for every, little guy out there, for every entrepreneur to arm themselves with this information so you can compete. You can compete with the big guys. It's so important that you understand this. So SEO, technically speaking, is search engine optimization. What does that mean? It means that not just for your homepage and not just for a certain article, but that holistically, overall, that your site is optimized on your site to show up in search. So how do you do that? Technically, you want to make sure that your site has the right information in the right places so that when people search for what your site can answer, because we search with questions, we search with queries, that your site will show up for that query. Now, if you're not familiar with SEO, it's most likely that your site isn't showing up for what your audience is searching for. And that's a shame. The technical side of SEO goes even deeper than that. Within each article, are you sharing with your audience exactly what it is that you're answering? By placing in specific keywords in the right places, by bolding those keywords, by placing them in the title, by placing them in your meta description, which is really just your promotional information, by placing them in the descriptions of your images, right? So you can get really, really technical and nitty-gritty with your SEO to further reinforce that your site and your content answers the question that someone is searching. I'm going to go over to the conceptual side of things because this is, I think, what's really cool to understand. Why does SEO even exist, right? Because people can game it, right? They can put in all the words that you're supposed to have, but you can still, no matter how much SEO technology you have, you don't always win at SEO. You don't always show up on page one because what is SEO really? It's quality. It's a quality answer to a query. Because think about, at the end of the day, let's talk about Google, right? They are the biggest search engine out there. Google wants to provide its audience, its searchers, right? All of these people, billions of searches. They want to provide them with the best quality answers, and that's what shows up on page one. If you don't have a best quality answer, you can always pay for it, right? You can always buy an ad to show up on page one. But what I want to help you do is achieve that quality answer. And that's what SEO is doing. It's the search engine is so advanced that it is searching for what is quality. There's an equation to it. How do you determine what is quality, right? Does it satisfy the query? Does it answer the query? So for example, a query could be, what are the best gifts to get my parents for the holidays, right? We've got the holidays coming up. We have parents who we want to get gifts for. This is a query that we answer on College Magazine. So it's, near and dear to me. And if you search it, we show up. So how do we show up? It's by providing that quality. Of course, we integrate the tech knowledge, but it comes down to that quality. Do we satisfy that query? And at the end of the day, we give a very comprehensive list of every gift imaginable for parents. And how do we come up with that? We didn't just say, oh, these are a list of gifts that me, Amanda, thinks would be great for her parents. Like my parents love golf, shout out mom and dad, they would want golf gifts, but not every parent loves golf. So we interviewed other students and other parents, and we came up with this comprehensive list. And because of that, having that quality in the article, Google notices. They reward that. And it's not just the fact that they notice that the article is quality. They notice that a lot of people visited the article to begin with, and that's called bulk activity, further reinforcing that piece is quality. So I hope this clarifies for you what SEO really is. Are you telling the search engine that this article that you've written, this website that you've created, this homepage that you've created answers what your audience wants? And are you really delivering on it so much so that your audience read it when you first published it? So that's why it's so important to promote what you write, get that bulk activity, further reinforcing, confirming that what you have is quality. And another way to do that is, hey, they stayed on that site. They read that full article. They were there for 5 minutes. If you can create that quality equation, that's how you can show up on search. Now, I know that this is a lot. SEO isn't just, I get it and I'm going to implement it overnight. It is a journey, but that's why I have my content strategy course. It's accessible to you. You can learn it. It can be fun. And I'm going to hold your hand through that whole process. I also want to tell you, I have a masterclass just on SEO, and it's free. You can become an SEO master and talk about it just the way I do. Then in my content strategy lab, we're going to do it together. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to get my free SEO masterclass. I can't wait to hear how this helps you on your entrepreneurial journey.